Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday, 17th at 7:45 here in Minneapolis. We have blue skies, cold temperatures, snow everywhere. So, nothing like kind of getting up in the morning before everybody else is awake and doing a little playing. Now, with my setup here, I do have my Grote archtop semi-acoustic guitar here with my little study lamp, which people have commented, make sure it's not too hot, but this is a LED light and it's a cool bulb, low wattage anyway. And then my Mooer Hornet 15 watt combo amp. So nice little amp. Let's turn this guy on. If I can remember where the outlet. There we go. And we'll just talk a little bit about this. The gain, treble, mid, bass, volume. I do have it on low, but this amp does not get very loud. So it's perfect for having in a living room somewhere where you can get a lot of different tones, but it's not blowing your face off. One of the things that I do like about it is the same with the Fender, is the tuner option that's right there. You don't need to have a tuner that is put on the headstock of your guitar, and those are handy and I love them and I have them, but to have it right there. And then it gives you all your options for different delay taps and the chorus, phaser, vibrato, and different reverbs and delays. So it gives you a lot of options. It has a bunch of settings. I haven't really explored those, but of course then on the front here you have all your different settings. So we're going to probably keep it on the Jazz Clean or the Fender Clean settings here, especially in the morning before everybody's awake. Well, let's go and keep this on a Sunday morning coffee and newspaper type of tone. So what I've talked about on my other Facebook page, and I'll mention again, is taking a chart out of the real book. And these are not long songs. These head charts are anywhere from 16 to 32 bars. But to go and, for me, take a song like this and be looking at the chart and processing this, it just doesn't seem to sink in. It's just a little too much. So what I work on is the melody, really listening and getting the melody down, listening to versions of this song again and again, and then at that point what I've done is I take that, and I have a couple different books that have these charts in them, and so I go and I write out the form. And because this is an AAB form, I go and write out the changes here. And then at that point, every 4 bars is a line. And then for me, again, everybody's different, but I can then go see the pattern. And I can be like, oh, okay, here we have this descending line down by half step in D, and then it repeats again in G, and then it goes back to D minor, and then D7 or D7 augmented, and then again back to G minor, G flat, F major 7. And so then I can go and just sit there and just think about those 8 bars, and then realize, okay, there's a turnaround or a repeat, if you, depending on how you want to look at it, and it goes back and does that same thing. So I can just focus on that. And then after that, I have that down really well. Then I can just sit there and think about the 8 bars for the B section, and work on that until that becomes second nature, and I have that memorized. And it's easier for me to go and look at 4 bars or 8 bar sections to go and memorize, and then at that point go and do the whole form. And that I feel allows me to be a little bit more successful. I can absorb and take in that in 4 and 8 measured chunks versus these on how they're written in the real book. And they're, this particular song, has that beginning intro riff before the start of the A section. And so then the layout of the form doesn't visually match up that way, but you can see where those things come in. But again, when it's set up for me this way, it's like, okay, every 4 bars I see the pattern, I see how this is going to go, and then I can make that work. And then also in the B section, I can see, oh, you know what, it practically is a repeating again for the first 2 bars of the first 4, and then the next 2 bars of the second 4 are the same thing. And then the only thing I have to think about is, where does it go on measure 3 and 4, and then 7 and 8, and kind of get that in my head and think about how they move, from the A flat 7 to the D flat major 7, or half step down to the G minor 7, and I can be thinking of that. Part of it is going to be thinking about where it is on the fretboard, but then also how it fits in the key. What is that progression? How does that go? Is this a dominant substitution, or is this just a part of a 2-5-1, but a variation on those, depending on how it goes, or what it is in the song. So this is just a little bit of kind of how I'm working on learning tunes, because memorizing tunes is not something that I have done a lot of. I've tried, and it hasn't been very successful. And I always feel like I lose where I'm at, and I don't know, or I lose the melody in my head, or I don't remember where the progression goes. And they talk about memorizing things in all 12 keys. Well, heck, I can't even memorize something in 1 key right now. So being able to have this set up is an attempt for me to be able to at least get 1 key down, and then at that point I can take that very solid memorized pattern that I have in this 1 key, and this happens to be like the key of F for In a Sentimental Mood, because 2021 for me is the year of Duke Ellington. I'm just going to be working on Duke songs. And so anyway, tell me what you think. Has something like this worked for you? How have you memorized tunes? I have another post about that in the kind of the listen to it, love it, and learn it part. But this is kind of a step off of that as well. So it's kind of a continuation, because part of this process is just picking one tune and listening to that constantly all month long. And then at that point going and playing it and continue to listen to it and really get that into your DNA, get it into every part of you. So then you really are, I know it, in a mellow tone is one that I know a lot better than in a sentimental mood. But, we'll play a little bit here in a moment, and we'll go from there. This is already becoming a 11-minute video. So let's get some tones and check it out.